I'll go ahead and get it started on the Hebrew. Once I get there. And of course, it's going to go into the 22nd verse. It's like the 40th chapter. All right, so 21 through chapter 40 and verse 4. All right. Book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 21. In the Hebrew, Waya Haya Yahweh Ah Yawasa Wayat Ala Yahweh Kasad Wayathan Tanwa Ba'ay Yanaya Shar Bayah Ha Sa'ar. Verse 22. Wayathan Shar Bayah Ha Sahar Bayad Yawasa Ah Kal Ha Asa Yaram Ashor Babayah Ha Sahar Wa'ah Kal Ashor Aishayam Sham Hawa Haya Aisha. Verse 23. Ayan Shor Baya Hasahar Ra'ah Ah Kal Ma'awa Ma'awama Bayad Wa Ba'ashor Yahweh Athwa Wa'ashor Hawa Aisha Yahweh Matazala Yah Sa. Chapter 40, verse 1. Wa Yahaya Akor Ha Dabaryam Ha Allah Ha Ta'awa Mashakwa Malak Matazaryam Waha Apa La Adan Yaham La Malak Matazaryam. Verse 2. Waya Kotazak Pariah Al Shanya Sarayasa Yawa Al Shor Ha Mashakwa Yam Wa Al Shor Ha Awa Hayam. Verse 3. Wayatan Atham Ba Mashamar Bayah Shor Ha Taba Kayam Al Bayat Ha Sahar Makwawam Ashor Yawasa Asawor Ashor Sham. Verse 4. Waya Bakwad Shor Ha Taba Ha Tabaha Yam Ah Yawasa Atom Waya Shara Atom Waya Hayawa Yamayam Bama Shamor. All right, that's the 4. If you don't mind, the 7. If you don't mind taking the English, Baba Shah.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 39, verse 21. But the Lord was with Joseph and shewed him mercy and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. Verse 22. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners that were in prison.
All right, so just a little backdrop. We saw where the heathen woman was trying to get with Joseph. Right. Joseph wasn't having it, which like Nicole was bringing out last week. You know what I'm saying? Is that showing that the law was there. You understand? The law of the Lord was there. Right. You understand? So, because he said, how can I commit this sin? Right? I'm paraphrasing. So we see how the heathen woman tried to what's it called? Tried to accuse him.
Yeah.
Tried to accuse him of raping her. Right.
Right.
So then they put him in prison. But of course, the Lord was with Joseph, and even in prison, man, he was just like Black and Hispanic and Native American Indian people today. We're in the hoods, in the barrios, in the ghettos, in the reservations, man, going through hell, and we still prosper. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Joseph had pull in jails too. You know what I mean? Joseph had the pull. You know how you got a cell phone in jail. You know what I mean? You be seeing guys in prison pictures with big flat screen TV. No, I think they're giving flat screen TVs to certain judges, but they be having like pizzas and Arby's and all that. Like he had that kind of pull just because he was Joseph. He was righteous. The Lord was with him. The Lord was like, yeah, you in prison for my sake. No, I got you. You going straight. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna say too much, but the Lord with us. You know what I mean?
Right.
I pray y'all understand that. Like, you know what I mean?
Lord was with Joseph, man. Everything he touched, man, he prospered in. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what gave him favor in Pharaoh's eyes, right? Go ahead.
Okay, and the keeper of the prison looked not to anything that was under his hand, because the Lord was with him. And that which he did, the Lord made it prosper. This is Genesis 40 and verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that the butler of the king of Egypt and his baker had offended their lord, the king of Egypt. Verse 2. And Pharaoh was wroth against two of his officers, against the chief of the butlers, and against the chief of the bakers. And he put them in the ward in the house of the captain of the guard into the prison, the place where Joseph was bound. Verse 4, and the captain of the guard charged Joseph with them, and he served them. And they continued a season in ward.
All right, that's 7. Let's go and take the next 7. Verse 5. Waya kalama selagi. Waya kalmawa kalawam shanayaham asha ayash selagi. Kalam wa bala yala akad ayash kapa selagi. Kapa rawam kalamawa ha mashakwa wa ha ashor lamalak matzariam ashor ha sawar yam babayak ha saar. Verse 6. Wa yaba alahayam Yawsab Babako Wayara Atam Wahanam Zaipayam. Verse 7. Wayashal Sarayas Horaya Ashor Athwa Bama Shamar Bayat Adan Yawa La Amor Ma Dawai Panya Kam Ra'ayam Ha Yawam. Verse 8. Wayamor Wa Alayawa Ha Ka Lawam Kalaman wa pa pator Ayan, Athwa, Waya Amor, Alahayam, Yawasak, Alawa, La Alahayam, Patar Ranyam, Sapar Wa, Na, Laya, verse 9, Waya Sap, Slaki, Waya Sapar, Shar, Ha, Mashakwayam, A, Kalam, Wa, Laya Wasa, Wayamor, Lawo, Bakal, Wam, Ya, Wahana, Gapan, Lapanya, verse 10, Wa, Bakwa, Pan, Shalasha, Sharayagam, Wahaya, Kaporaka, Ailatha, Nataza, Habash Yalawa, Ashaklathaya, Anabayam, verse 11, Wakawas, Paraha, Bayadya, Kwak, Ha'ainabayam, Wa Ashakwat, Atham, Al Kawas, Paraaha, Wa Atan, Hakawas, Al Ka, Parai. All right, that's the 7. Okay, go ahead and dig in the English.
Come. Verse 5. And they dreamed, both of them, each man his dream in one night, each man according to the interpretations of his dream, the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt, which were bound in the prison. And Joseph came into them in the morning, and looked upon them, and behold, they were sad. And he asked Pharaoh's officers that were with him in the board of his Lord's house, saying, Wherefore look ye so sadly today? And they said unto him, We have dreamed a dream, and there is no interpreter of it. And Joseph said unto them, Do not interpretations belong to God? Tell them, I pray you. And the chief butler told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, In my dream, behold, a vine was before me, and the vine where the 3 branches, and it was though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. The Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into the Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup unto Pharaoh's hand. And Joseph said,
That's the 7. All right, so right there, we see, like, you can't just go off your dreams, you understand? First, your dreams, if you think there to be something, they got to be interpreted, and they have to be interpreted by a man of God. All right?
mm-hmm.
So that's what Joseph was telling these cats here, right? So let's go ahead and take the next 7 in the Hebrew.
If I could, sir?
Yeah.
I think that's heavy. Like, he checked them for that was a checking. He said, Yo, how you gonna try to interpret his dream when God is the one that interpreted your dreams? God, the one that created your mind. You know what I mean? Your subconscious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord runs everything. He's the creator of all this. How you gonna try to get an interpretation from your people?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all should be getting it from me. Technically, you know what I'm saying? Like if we had dreams, we go to the men above us that, like General Hyman is good at telling you if your dream had some substance in it, or it's just your subconscious, just operating through your dreams. Because like Think about it. It might have been a chick that you really wanted back in high school. You know what I'm saying? You see it right in your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Is that supposed to be a sign from God? No, you just thinking about it. But then there's something where you might prophesy at the end of times. And it might be something that the Lord is trying to reveal to you to go take to the priest so they can analyze it and do their work and try to pray for the Lord to give them a sign if it's real or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, and here, don't come in here thinking that, you about to be, some people be so, so mystical with their dreams. I had a dream that I seen boats in the sky. God was talking to me. It's like, yo, you're going to get your feelings hurt if you really holding on to that dream so there, you know what I mean, as if God was talking to you. You probably was high, having a dream like most of us did in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Could have been the spicy food you ate the night before.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Like, it was a time, like, we was going through, like, Hebrew Academy so much. And, like, I seen us, like, it felt like I was in a movie. But it was kind of like, we was captive, you know what I mean? We was running up a flight of steps to get to the top, to get to the helicopter, get to the chopper. Now, people coming through the doors, trying, you know what I mean, shooters, we up there bum rushing them, getting the gun, you know what I mean? Oh, we got guns, now we going up, you know what I mean? And we did it as brothers. Now, of course, man, Officer Daniela, you know what I mean, putting us through hell on Sundays, you know what I mean? We gotta rely on brotherhood. So all through my mind at that time was brotherhood. Let me strap down on my brotherhood. So, I'm reading a bunch of scripture on brotherhood. We gotta study, you know what I mean, and do all types of stuff like that. So it's like, it can just be what's in your subconscious mind, what's going on in there. Right. Or it can really be the Lord showing you something. And that's what he was explaining there. I think that's heavy though, sir, because a lot of people is into all that astrology and numerology and all that mystical crap that
nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense.
First of all, it's nonsense.
Yep.
So yeah, like Officer Nicole was saying, any dream you got, don't think you're a prophet just because you dream. Everybody dreams, right? So let's go ahead and take the next 7, verse 12. Wayamor lawo yawsak zaha hathar nawo shalasha ashar gayam shalasha Yum hum, verse 13. But I wad shalashat yum yasha para'aha ra'ashak wa hashayabak al kanak wa natha kawa selagi kawas paraiha bayad wa ka masyapat ha ra'a shawan ashor hayayah shamakwa wa, verse 14. Kaya zakora nawak naya atak ka ashar yayatab laka wa aishayat na'a aimadya kasad wa hazakara naya al faraha wa taza'a naya man ha baya hazaha, verse 15. Kaya Ganabaya Ma'aza Ma'aratza Ha'aibar Yam Wakwam Ha La'a Aishaya Ya Ma Awa Maha Kaya Shamawa Ahya Babawar, verse 16. Wayara Shor Ha Payam Kaya Tawab Hatar Waya Amor Al Ya Al Yawasak Ab Anya Ba Kala Wam Ya Wahana Shalasha Salaya Karya Al Raashya, verse 17. Wa Basal Ha Al Yawan Makal Ma'akal Paraiha Ma'aisha Apa Wahai Wa Akal Atam Man Hasal Ma'al Ra'ashya, verse 18. Wa Ya'ain Yawsa Wa Ya'amor Zaha Patar Nawo Shalasha Ha Salah Yam Shalasha Yum Yum Hum. All right, that's the 7. Let's go ahead and take in the names.
Con. The book of Genesis, chapter 40, verse 13. Yet within these days shall Pharaoh lift up thy head and restore unto thy place. And thou shalt deliver Pharaoh's cup into his hand after the former manner when thou wast his butler. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and okay, you turned on me. All right. Yet, okay, verse 14. But think on me when it shall be well with thee, and shew kindness. I pray thee unto me, and make mention of me unto Pharaoh, and bring me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, and here also have I done nothing that they should put me into the dungeon. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said unto Joseph, I also was in my dream, and behold, I had 3 white baskets on my head. And Joseph answered and said, this interpretation thereof, the 3 baskets are 3 days. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up the head from off thee, and shall hang thee on a tree, and the birds shall eat thy flesh off of thee. Right.
All right, let's go ahead and take the Hebrew.
Can you break that down for me, sir?
What's it?
What was going on right there?
He's interpreting the dream for him.
So basically, okay. So these people, they did something towards the Pharaoh that caused him to get put in jail, right?
I think he was just mad at them for some reason. Let me see.
Because when I was reading this at home, this part was kind of vague to me.
What, the hang him on a tree part?
No, just like the whole reason.
Oh. Let me see. Yeah, it just says that they offended him. They offended the Pharaoh, and that Pharaoh was wroth with them against them,
So wrath is
like
pissed off,
yeah, Christ-
like dealt with them.
yeah, unjustly and stuff. Yeah. So I ain't no telling what these brothers did or these cats did to him.
Yeah, if I could say,
Yeah.
it happened a couple times, like throughout the Bible though, like where like people was trying to finesse the king because they do like all the business, handle all the business,
Right.
cater to the king. I remember when Daniel, I think the men in Daniel court that was in the court
Right.
of the pharaohs and all that, they was trying like this Yahweh. And then come to find out that Daniel was actually saying everything that was factual.
Right.
Then
I mean, that's what these cats about to find out too.
Yeah.
They're about to find out what Joseph was saying was true.
In real way.
Yeah.
And remember too, I remember when Esther, she was on the throne with that heathen.
Right.
And they sat up there and tried to backdoor us and made a decree to murder us. And she had to, flip the script, and then they got wiped out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Where we at? 19.
Take
19. By Wad Shalashat Yum Yum Yashat Faraha At Ra'ashat Ma'ayla Yak Wata La Awathak Al Aitaza Wa Akal Ha'aywa Ah Basharak Ma'ayla Yak. Verse 20. Waya Haya Ba Yawam Hashala Yashaya Way Slaki Yawam Hala Da Ah Haraha Waya Aisha Masha Ha La Kal Ibad Yawa Wayasha Ha Ra'ash Shar Ha Mashakwayam Wa'at Rash Shar Ha Apayam Bathawak Ibad Yawa. Verse 21. Wayashab Ah Shar Ha Mashakwayam Al Mashakwa wo Wayathan Ha Kwam Slaki Ha Kwaisa Al Ka Paraiha. Verse 22. Wa'at Shor Hapayam Tala Ka Ashor Pator Laham Yawsa. Verse 23. Wa'at Shor Ha'apayam Tala Ka Shor Pator Laham Yawsa. Verse 23. Wala Zako Shor Ha Mashakwayam At Yawsa Wayashika Kwaha Wa. Alright, verse 41 and 1. Wa Yahya Makwataza Shanat Yum Yum Yaparaiha Kalam Wa Hana Ahmad Al Hayaor, verse 2. Wa Hanak Man Hayaor Alat Shabai Parawat Yapawat Mara'at Barayahat Bashor Wa Tara'ay Yanha Ba'ak Wa. All right, that's the 7. And if you don't mind, verse 19 in chapter 40, down to 41 and 2. And we're going to see something right here, right? Like, first, if you could you give me Jeremiah 10 and 1?
Jeremiah
Sure.
Come on. Oh, it's right here too.
We're going to see something right here, right? What the Lord tells us. All right, so let's see what the Lord tells us right here.
Come. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he's talking to Israel, right? Joseph is Israel, right? He's a part of the 12 tribes. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Come, just say the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Don't learn any ways of the heathens. And we see a lot of the ways of the heathens right around this time. You understand? Christmas, Thanksgiving. These are all ways of the heathens, the celebration. So, I mean, you say you love God, right? You're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, and you say you love God, but then you turn around and you know, do the things that he tells us not to do, right?
Right.
So, and then on top of that, you're going to say, the scripture says, Nakar, that how can you say you love God and you don't love the brother that's standing next to you, that's in front of you, who you can see? You understand? Right. You say you love your children, man, but you send them out to go get candy when you know that there's a possibility that someone has stuck something in that candy, right? And go out to celebrate, you know, witches and wizards and stuff like that, with fentanyl laced candy. Then you turn around, okay, let's check. You went and did that, right? Next, you went and showed your children how to serve a holiday that's towards a custom of the destruction of our Native American Indian brothers, right? Then you want to tell them, first you want to tell them, you know, don't take candy from strangers. Then you show them, okay, go take candy from strangers. Then you turn around and say, you should love everybody, except on Thanksgiving, because that's the day where all the Native American people were murdered. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are you doing? You're showing them that you're a hypocrite, man. And then what's next? You're going to show them how to celebrate Christmas, man. Right? The Lord says, learn not the way of the heathens. Don't do these things, right? Right. So if I could, Nakar, let's go back to Genesis. Here's another thing that you're not supposed to do, because it is the way of a heathen.
Yeah. If I could? Yeah, you got, like, because you brought that scripture, I think it's so heavy, because a lot of times we always, like Candace already brought this out, right? Like the heathens, you ever notice, like, yeah, they can be in business, rule a nation, but you see how America, even though politics is bullcrap, right? America is not one body. It's not one spirit. Because, like, think about it. You got the Democrats and the Republicans. Right now, they just let out Brittany Griner. One side is saying, the hell with her, we want our veteran back. Someone that actually served a purpose. You dig what I'm saying? The other side is like, well, we want to get her out because one of this WNBA is keep pressing me and is going to do better for the Democratic vote. And in Israel, we're not in that spirit. We one body, one spirit. If we have disagreements, right, we're going to talk about it and try to get down to a common ground, because that's how we're supposed to do it, right? As brothers and sisters, we're supposed to say, all right, we disagree on this. It can be, right? Like, let's say us three in here, let's say we have a construction company, right? And you might want to go with one supplier, right? Obviously, then y'all might want to go with another supplier. I'm with whatever y'all with. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, we following Nostradamus.
Yeah. Well, of course, that's how we're going to do it. But I'm just saying, like, it can be a disagreement though, because you can say, well, I can get this contract right here, and this can be better, beneficial, boom, boom, boom. But he might be saying, well, look, we got to think about the quality. You know what I'm saying? Because we might have to come back and do the work and this and that, boom, boom. It can cost us whatever, right? We're going to talk about it. We're not going to start splitting off and having campaigns against one another and all of that. No, we're just going to solve it. In America and all these other nations, they beef. You saw January 6th. Someone desecrated on Nancy Pelosi's desk. All that steam that she was getting, her death threats and all that her husband was getting, she resigned. I think it was her husband that resigned. I think no, it was her. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's not how we want to roll. And Kansas Zaria, I said, is heavy on a social media platform. He was like, you can't forgive your brother, right? Then you can't talk about the issues, why black people can't get along, why we can't come together when it comes to finance, economic structure in the community, because it's something of, you know, issue you have with your brother, you should have compassion on your brother. And that's how we're supposed to do it in Israel. But other nations, they don't have compassion. It's like, the hell with all that. You know what I'm saying? It's up if you gotta really be up. So like,
and that's heavy what you're saying, you know, like that thing happened with the capital because of indifferences, like the scripture says, can two walk together lest they be agreed, man. When you got a nation that's built on two parties, you understand, they're gonna disagree. That's why the whole thing happened on what day was it? June 6th, where they invaded the Capitol. So here in the UPK, we understand the scriptures, and that's another heathen custom, man, is that voting a person in each year or each 4 years. We have somebody who God appointed over us, and that's Christ, man. In a sense, so we don't do none of those heathen customs. All right, but so to get back on topic, the Lord said that, you know, not to learn the way of the heathens, right? Don't do these things. Right here in Jeremiah, where we was at, the Lord's talking about, you know, putting a tree in your home, what you're about to do. You know, our people are about to go do that, right? Correct. This month, put a tree in their house, and it clearly says, you know, it clearly says not to do it. You understand? You think you're doing it in memory of Christ's what? Birthday, right? You're doing it in Christ's birthday, right? But this is talked about in the book of Jeremiah. Christ wasn't even around during the time of Jeremiah. So how are you doing this custom, which is a heathen custom, in memory of Christ? You're not. You understand? You just don't understand what you're doing. But let's read on.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 40 and verse 19. Yet within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up the head from off thee, and shall hang it on a tree, and the bird shall eat thy flesh from off thee. And it came to pass the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday.
Which was what?
Pharaoh's birthday.
Pharaoh's birthday. This is where that custom comes from. That comes from Pharaoh, man.
Right.
You know, where they, I believe, if I could, sir, it's when they say they die as a human, become a god, right, Pharaoh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the custom of them being, you know, born or something into a god. Right. That's where the custom of birthdays come into play. You understand? You're about to go and celebrate Jesus Christ's birthday, what you think is Jesus Christ, which is really Caesar Borgia, which is really not even his birthday. So you're all confused, man. You're doing something and you don't even know what you're doing. Right? That's why you got to take the time to study. The scripture says, study to show thyself approved. You understand? This is a heathen custom that we should not be doing, celebrating our birthdays. Right? So like I said.
And if I could too, and also that was a custom that they practiced in Rome too, real heavy, where your birthday was a day that made you a god. And of course they got that from Egypt and all that.
Right.
So that's why everybody's birthday, it's about them.
Mhm.
You know, it's if you don't call somebody and tell them happy birthday, it's an issue.
Right.
Because that's a day where it's all about you, and they don't realize it's just, you know, old customs that you're following, where it got you thinking you a god. That's why everything about you, they give you money, they give you presents, they give you, you know, gifts, the birthday cake, the ice cream, all that. And you got to be paraded around. They throw a big party. You walk in the building, everybody going crazy, and you walk through like you the shit. That's because they got you thinking you a goddamn god on that day. When it's just a heathen custom. If you actually knew where it came from, you wouldn't even follow it.
That's heavy. And the Egyptians had us as slaves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like, so and yet again, like, it's crazy because, like, a brother was in these classes recently, and like, you know, I talked to him, and it was these holidays, birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, that drove him back into the world. You know what I mean? I said, well, I guess you just want to worship gay Jesus. And he said, I don't want to worship gay Jesus, but I was like, that's what gay Jesus promotes. That's his holidays. That's the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? The market, gay Jesus is going to tell you to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Celebrate your birthday. That's gay Jesus. So you want to go ahead and do that.
You said the market gay Jesus.
Yeah, it's the market gay Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, you want to get the market gay. Now you walk with the market gay Jesus. You think that, you know, not serving the Lord, you think serving the Lord is hard. Man, I said, you got a kid, right? Yeah. First baby just came out. Yeah. I said, well, you better want the Lord with you when she start acting crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you don't got the counseling from the school. Look, Officer Daniela was giving me, I was blowing his phone up because I was like, I wanted to know every little bits of details about this court system before I go in there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went in there, because I got good counsel from the school, I came out victorious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I followed the counsel. That counsel was from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So what we telling you today, leave the birthdays alone. You're not going to die without everybody worshiping you on that day. You're not going to die if you don't celebrate Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get my kids some gifts, some toys this week. But it's not because Christmas. I just want to buy my kids some toys. Because they've been doing good. They've been doing good in the house, in school. I'm getting all types of reports. That's when we should gift our kids. When they're doing good. When they've been behaving, they've been doing their chores, you know, they've been using their manners. It don't have to be on the white man's time. And we gotta stop that because that's why we had the issues we had today.
Yeah, man. And they turned it down birthday. Then it went to the birth weekend. And then it's the birth week.
Right.
Like, come on, man. You know, that's our custom too, to take a whole week and party, but you know, not heathen custom, man.
Yeah.
Like we about to have the feast of Hanukkah. That's what, 8 days, 7 days, right? Of feasting. You know what I'm saying? But Nakar, if I could, let me get Matthew 10 and 34. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that's heavy. When Nakar was bringing out, his brothers leaving the truth, you know, over holidays because they want to celebrate it for their children. Here's the thing: if your child is you know, a newborn, you didn't tell him happy birthday, he's not gonna know what the hell you're talking about. He or she,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You're doing it because that's the way you was brought up. Yeah. You wanna put your child into the same path, which is the wrong path that you was put into.
Right.
And it's up to us, man. It's up to us to break those generational curses for one, and those generational habits. You know, if you have a habit of drinking, you know what I'm saying, or smoking, you're not gonna go get your 1-year-old and be like, here, you know, here's a bottle, here's a cigarette, let's do this together. You know, because why? Because you're sentimental, because you grew up drinking and smoking. No, you're not gonna do that. You know, but why do you do it with heathen customs like Christmas? You don't even know why you're telling your child to celebrate this. You understand? But it's because you love your lust, and your and you want to give that same lust to your children more than you love God, man. Read what you got, Carl.
If I could, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't carry around the mark of dead Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up and down. Like, carrying that mark is destructive. Like, the Christian church produces that. It was Thursday, I was teaching Thursday, sir. I brought up the pastor that was like, yo, we're going to turn the church into a band up. We're going to grow the weed on the farm. And we went into how, I said, we went into like the one of the main causes in our community is drug abuse and the selling of drugs. So weed, right? Who smokes the most weed, right? Young people. Young people smoke the most weed. You don't see old heads smoking the most weed. You see, it starts from your teenage years when you're in high school, right? In our communities. So now he's saying, I'm looking for people that smells like weed. You're going to find the young people that is smoking weed. Weed deteriorates your brain. It deteriorates your logical thinking, right? And that's why you see more people in jail because their brains ain't fully developed and they poison in their brain.
My sister was rolling a blunt in the church.
Yeah, sister was rolling a blunt in the church because in her brain, she's stupid. This is supposed to be the house of the Lord. She's like, man, this is he put this on earth. Why? Because that's what the Christian church produces. And now with this pastor, he's out teaching our people how to break God's commandments. Really in the way of, hey, we're gonna be drug dealers. And I was like, yo, if I was in the world, he would have smelled me a mile away. Yeah, he would have pulled me in. Hey, brother, I'm gonna show you how to do this legally, right? Like the white man, want me to be like a heathen, right? Sell drugs, right? And I said, me being an evil bastard that I was in the world, I would have signed up. I would have learned how to do everything, and then I would have been trying to make money on the back end. I would have been growing some plants, harvesting, finessing. I would have had a couple P's, you know what I'm saying? And I would have been making money off of the books. And me making money off of the books, I'm carrying a gun because I don't got time to get jammed up. And if somebody try to jam me, I'm jamming them because I'm a disgusting bastard in the world. You're supposed to be a pastor teaching me not to break God's laws. Coming in here, you're not going to be taught, hey, man, you know, we're going to bust these traps. You know what I mean? We're going to grow it. We're going to sell this stuff legally. You can't do that in here. I learned how not to be, we all learn how not to be disgusting bastards. This is the word of God. Don't be a disgusting bastard like these Christian churches. Wow.
You're going to be putting dime bags in the collection.
Everybody has a collection plate around. Hey, they're going to be selling weed in the church. And that's probably the finesse right there. You come to church, you get a percentage off. You know what I mean? You want an eighth? Our eighth is $60 on the, you know, in our church store. You come to this, you come here, we take $15 off.
You come to Sunday Mass?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
You know?
Bless us with your presence. Sorry about yesterday.
Oh, slash it.
Last night.
Do you mind, can you grab the prayer bottle, sir? Yeah. Watch, sir.
Yes.
So,
yeah, at the door, you
that's
want to
crazy, man. That's crazy, you know? Right. Yeah, you want to have and some holy water?
Yeah. You know
Let me bless you up before I, you know.
Grandma gonna be
Like a split.
yeah, because you know the grandmas in the Christian church, they don't mind their kids. They support your kids doing evil, but they not gonna support your kids in the truth. So you know what's gonna happen? This is what they're gonna do. The grandmoms, they gonna like, oh, Pastor grew some weed. You know, he got the weed farm. He said he gave me this for free. Huh? You can have that, baby. You know how to smoke that stuff. but she gonna give it to her grandkids and all that. You know what I mean? And that's how disgusting the Christian church is. Like, you can do whatever as long as you're paying your tithes and you know, you pay your tithes, you know, you're good. You're good to go. And you know, you're covered in the mark of gay Jesus. And you straight after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Want me to do the rest?
Yeah.
Like that. Because I know you had me holding Matthew 10 and 34.
Yeah, we could read that.
All right. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
No, that's the sword, man. That's that cross you're gonna have to bear. You know what I'm saying? Like Officer Nicole was bringing out, brothers is leaving the truth, right? Because they want to celebrate Christmas. They want to push that indoctrination on their children as well. Right. How you gonna say you love when you know damn well that celebrating Christmas, celebrating Thanksgiving is against God.
Right.
It's against God. Right. And then you're gonna go teach your children to be against God.
Right.
That's not love, man. That's not love. Making sure you teach your children the correct way, that these things are against God, right? And that anything that's against God isn't gonna happen in your house. That's the way you should be, man. Jump me down to verse 37 if you could, for time's sake.
Good night. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son and daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
A lot of people will say, "I'm doing it for the children." We're not doing it because of. It doesn't matter what you think you're doing it for. God hates it, man. Right. Amos 5:21. God hates your feast days. Woo, don't matter what you're doing it for. Mm-hmm. It matters if you be obedient, man. Right. Like if your child does something against you and then he says, "Oh, I was doing it, for such and such reason." Do you care? No, you don't care. You still punish your child because he disobeyed you. No matter what reason or excuse he gave you, that's the same thing with the Lord, man. He's going to punish you because he doesn't care what reason you got, what excuse. Right. That's why here in the truth, man, we say no excuses, man. Don't matter, no excuses. And go ahead.
If I could, like that slogan you want to utilize, that would help you defeat your demons. Like anytime that I give counsel with certain people, right? Because like here in the school, man, we help our people. So like when I talk to them, they might tell me their situation. I always tell them, man, come down to the school, man. Tap in online, watch classes, man. We here to teach the people and help you fight your demons. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you might see them struggling, and they might talk to you and they be like, "Hey, I'm going through this and that." So our counsel is keep coming to class, just say no. Whatever the situation may be, you have to fight it. And then when you start looking at no excuses, in the Christian church, you can make excuses. God knows my heart. He knows my struggle. He knows that I love him. It's just I can't get rid of this drug addiction. As many people that go to rehab, I got family members that went to rehab, recently just got out, and I don't see him getting high anymore. He went back to school to go take up a trade in welding. He got a job he actually been keeping, going after money, getting himself set up. I don't see him on social media making a fool of himself anymore. He gained a good weight, making peace with his past and things like that, because the drugs was keeping him in the box that he was in. The pastors, they want you to sniff the cocaine. They want you to get high off the marijuana. They want you to pop the Xanax and all the pills so that you can be depending on them and that they can keep getting your money and support.
And you know what's sad about the car, if I could? Some of the people who go to rehab don't even believe in God. Right. Don't even, care about God. They go to rehab to better their life, but you say you love God, but yet you can't change your life for him. Mm-hmm. These people are changing their life and they don't even care about God, So, that's why the scripture says, that, I'm paraphrasing, that we confirm the law. You understand? When our unrighteousness confirms the law that we should be punished, you know. But let's get back to Genesis. Let's finish those 7 in the English, and then we could go ahead and close it out. Unless if we have any questions, type them in now. We could get them. We can go ahead and go through them. If not, we're gonna start to close it out.
Do split screen.
Yeah, man.
Team Android.
Yeah.
All right. This is Genesis chapter 40 and verse 21. And he restored the chief butler unto his butlership again.
Remember, it's his birthday. It's Pharaoh's birthday, right? So this is the dreams and seeing Joseph, what he said is going to come true. And this is Pharaoh's birthday. Go ahead.
And he gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand, but he hanged the chief baker, as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet did not the chief butler remember Joseph, but forget him. All right, second. All right, there we go. And it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river, and behold, there came up out the river 7 whales, favorite kind, and for flesh, and they fled in the meadow.
All right, was that it?
Come on.
All right. Let's go ahead and check if there's any questions. If not, I don't see trending no more, so it's probably just one less. Are we on Facebook or live?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. So.
All right, I'm not seeing any questions, so we can go ahead and close it out. I'm going to go ahead and send up these prayers. All right. With that, Amajam, the men up here. Give you a little bit of wine. If you don't mind, could you blow the trumpet? Yahweh Shem Yahshabakta. Yahweh Shem Yahshabakta. La Yasha'ala, the means to Israel. Hold this scroll, see? I blow it again. Yeah. Yeah, it's getting better.
After I was going forever. Not be able to blow that down.
All right. If you need me to, I can go ahead and do both.
I can do English.
All right. All right. With that, I imagine everybody will come walk with Domus, means turn to face the east. All right, we're going to set up these prayers first in the Hebrew and then in the English. Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakuvka. Daba'ah. Atzaka. Hayah. Aisha. Maharatza. Kawo. Hayah. Bashmayim. Natalanaw. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalaknaw. Kamawatnaw. Kasalaknaw. Kamawatinaw. Wala'ah. Tabi'aynaw. Balasai one, Abol, Hawashai now, Mayun, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, Lailamim, Amun.
All right, this is the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth
as
it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. The prayer for the power of the Hakak in Hebrew. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai. Babakashah. Natalanaw. Hakak. Rapa'ah. Kamakala. Kamadawah. Hakak. Lataho. Amatazarayim. Hakak. Lahakim. Amatim. Hakak.
Aka,
Al-Rakawat,
Al-Nakawat,
Atamalu,
Al-Tama'al,
Agar-Shun,
Garshun,
Bashim Yahushai,
Bashim Yahushua,
Waraman.
Waraman. Prayer for the power in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
please give us the power.
please give us the power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal
All manner of sickness.
all manner of sickness,
And all manner of disease.
all manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them
And
out.
cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushai,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. The prayer that bless Israel. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua,
Barak Lanawa,
Barakanawa,
Wayashrala,
Yashala,
Wahabaya,
Wahayana,
Saparias,
Sapari,
Barak,
Barak,
Bashim Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua,
Tawara
Waraman. The prayer to bless Israel in English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
bless us
bless us
and Israel
and Israel
in school.
and the school.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushai, thank you.
so be it.
So be it. The prayer for the blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wayahushai,
Yahushua,
Wamayaka Allah,
Barakah,
Walahayim,
Bahayim,
Matazabaya,
Talbaya,
Alawaki Hamu,
Alawat Yahana,
Kalawapi,
Alawat
Hasarani,
Hasaraya,
Akatiziyani,
Talbayani,
Akaya Yanu,
Kaya Yani,
Wahawati,
Wafi,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushai,
Hashem Yahushua,
Waraman.
Waraman. It's a prayer to bless. This is the prayer for the blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushua,
and Yahushai,
and Michael,
and
and
Michael,
the angels,
and the angels,
and men of Jenny Hana,
the men of Johnny,
the generals,
the generals,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
the
the
sisters,
sisters,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushua,
in the name of Yahushai,
thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah,
Asha'at,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahoria,
Ahoria,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Aba'at,
Izoria,
Azoria,
Izoria,
Azoria,
Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Ashah,
Shamayom,
Samayom,
Waharatza,
Ratazah,
Al-Yatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Samawat,
Rajalka,
Galaka,
Al-Yanawom,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Samarka,
Ana,
Anat,
La'ah,
La'at,
Yanawom,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'at,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shawamor,
Shalmar,
Yashrala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Samarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Sazalka,
Alya,
Alya,
Yamyanka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamam,
Yanawam,
Hashamash,
Shamash,
La'ah,
La'am,
Yakaika,
Kaika,
Wairak,
Rock,
Balayila,
La'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashmorka,
Samarka,
Makarai,
Kalrai,
Yashmor,
Yashmar,
Afnapashka,
Ashnapaka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashmor,
Yashmar,
Tazafka,
Tazaka,
Wabuaka,
La'aika,
my third,
La'atul,
wide,
Wa'ai,
Awalum.
Awalum. This is Psalm 121 in English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
Whence cometh my help?
From whence come my
My
help?
help cometh from the Lord.
My help come from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forward
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Al-Hayyam,
Alahayam,
Al-Damyalka,
Al-Tamanonaka,
Al-Dakarash,
Al-Takarash,
Wa-Al-Tashikwat,
Al-Tashakwat,
Al-Kayahana,
Al-Yana,
Al-Yabika,
Al-Yamika,
Yama,
Yama,
Yawan,
the one,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
A'amaka,
Amaka,
Yarayamwa,
Yamwa,
Sawadah,
Sawadah,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'aitazawo,
Wa'aitazawo,
Al-Tazapawanika,
Al-Tazawanika,
Amorwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Kakinum,
Magalia,
Galia,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazikor,
Yashakar,
Shamyashralas,
Shamya Sha'ala,
Awada,
Awada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa'aitazawo,
Wa'aitazawo,
Labba,
Abad,
Yakadwa,
Kagwa,
Alika,
Ali,
Barya,
Varya,
Yakarathwa,
Wasawashwa,
Aliyah,
Aliyah,
Arabum,
Anwam,
Wayashimai,
Ayashimar,
Aliyam,
Ayalam,
Mawaba,
Mawa'abu,
Wahagori,
Agari,
Gabol,
Bo,
Wamawan,
Anwam,
Wamalak,
Amalak,
Palashat,
Halashak,
Amishabia,
Shabi,
Tazawu,
Tazawo,
Gamashawu,
Tamashu,
Nalawa,
Alawa,
Aimom,
Amon,
Ayawa, Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Vanawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Lahum,
Laham,
Kamadian,
Kalmanu,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'a,
Sawa'a,
Kayabyam,
Yamya,
Vanako,
Anakoa,
Koyashwan,
Yashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Madwa,
Bayan,
Bayan,
Dara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Taiwa,
Gaman,
Daman,
Ladakma,
Dakwa,
Shaitamwa,
Shaitamwa,
Nadab,
Nadab,
Yabawa,
Yanawa,
Kaira,
Kara,
Wakazaba,
Kazabak,
Wakazabak,
Kazabak,
Wakazamanai,
Kamatanai,
Kamnasikamwa,
Kamatanwa,
Ashor,
Ashur,
Amorwa,
Marwa,
Lairasha,
Narasha,
Lanawa,
Nanawa,
Ah, Nawa,
Nanawa,
Alhayam,
Halyam,
Alhayam,
Alaya,
Shaitamwa,
Shaitamwa,
Kagawala,
Gagla,
Kakwash,
Kwas,
Zapanyuraka,
Kamukar,
Kaash,
Ka'at,
Sabahira Yaru,
Ari,
Wakalaba,
Kalabak,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Harayam,
Haryam,
Kanu,
Kan,
Daradakma,
Tamwa,
Basaaraka,
Arika,
Wabasa,
Navsa,
Wapatka,
Pashka,
Tabahalum,
Alam,
Malaa,
Ala'a,
Pandyamam,
Pahayam,
Palawum,
Kalawak,
Waibakwashwa,
Kashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawah,
Yabashwa,
Bashwa,
Waibahawa,
Ala'ai,
Ajai,
Ala'ai,
Waikaparwa,
Kaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Bawa,
Wayadaiwa,
Ala'ai,
Kayata,
Kayata,
Shamka,
Ka,
Yahawa,
Yahawah,
Labadka,
Labaka,
Aliwan,
Aliwan,
Al Kaharatza.
Akaratazah. This is Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
Be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
For
thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult,
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
And have consulted against thy hidden ones.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
let us cut them off from being a nation,
That the name of Israel be no more remembered.
that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together
But they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee,
The tabernacles of Edom,
the tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites,
and the Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
of Moab,
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gebal,
Gabal,
Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines, the
Philistines,
inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
So is also joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with
They
them.
have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
doing unto them
do unto them
as to the Midianites,
as to the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kishon,
at the brook Kishon,
prepare that indoor.
which perished at Endor.
It becomes dung for the earth.
It became dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like a red,
Make their nobles like Oreb,
and like Zied,
and like Zied,
yea,
yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
as Abba,
as Abba,
and as Almunah,
and as Amun,
who said, let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Yahweh in possession.
the house of Yahweh in possession.
O my power,
Oh, my power,
make them like a wind,
make them like a wind,
and to stumble before the wind.
as stubble before the wind,
The fire burneth in wood,
as fire burneth the
and
wood,
as a flame setting the mountains on fire.
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest.
and make them afraid
Make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their face with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be
and
confounded
troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
his name alone,
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high,
are the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth. With that, Sar, which means to turn, Yeshabia, which means to be seated. Sisters, Yeshabia, which means to be seated. Man, Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Man, Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Shabbat, God. Got Sar, turn to his sisters. Sisters, Ahmad. Your Ahmad Shabbat is going to be with your feet at a 45-degree angle. Your right hand clasped over your left, your head bowed and covered. When we salute, you'll say the salute back. Man, Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Shabbat, Shem Yahweh, Shabbat. Got your top, class dismissed.